Hi guys, so today I want to share with you something I just discovered when I was kind of playing around with my local King rubber stamps and markers. I had a piece of Centura Pearl laying around and I was like, oh, I wonder if it'll stamp on that because it's nice and smooth, right? And kind of like, well, the glossy paper is obviously glossy, but something like that. So I thought, but it's hard to stamp on that stuff with some inks. And I think you can print on it. The Centura Pearl from Crafter's Companion, of course, is what I'm speaking of, which you guys know is like my favorite paper in the world for decoration, right? Like decorative, not so much to stamp on. But yeah, you can print on it. So I thought, well, so I just quickly, did a little coloring of a stamp with some marker, and I stamped on it, and it was on there, and it was fine, and it didn't smear. And I was like, are you kidding? Because that's going to make a huge difference. So yesterday's video, I had showed you guys this little review on the 2017 B4 combo, which is this gorgeous little thing. And at the beginning, well, when I first used this particular one, I hadn't rubbed the background with an eraser or anything like that, and so it kind of repelled a little bit. And then I used regular cardstock. So I want you guys to show you that you can use regular cardstock. It's not that you have to use specialty cardstocks all the time. But because it repelled a little bit, it left a little bit of graininess, and then when you go to do it again, because you do want to normally with cardstock do two stampings, another layer, it stayed a little bit spotty because the first layer had a little bit of spottiness, right? So make sure to go ahead and rub your stamps, and I'll show you what I mean by that, just to start off, just in case, because I haven't been doing that, and I hadn't done that until this set, so maybe just had a lot more surface area. So I do want to show you real quick what it looks like if you stamp on the Centura Pearl, even though I wanted it to be the reveal at the end because it looks so awesome, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now. Look how pretty on the Centura Pearl, you guys. And I know you have it. If you follow my channel at all, and you know I love Centura Pearl, look at that. Oh my gosh. So let me grab a couple cards so maybe I can show you the difference. Well, I don't have the exact same card, but so this is on glossy paper, and that looks awesome. I love glossy paper, right? The stamping. And this is ink though. And then this is the one I was talking about that is just on the regular paper. And it's still pretty. It's cute. But look at this. Right? I mean, come on, you guys. Love it. So really quick, I'm just going to show you basically how it works, and it's basically the same. It's been working for anything that I've done here. So I was going to say I'll probably do another one, but I don't need to do another one of the same one because you already saw that there. So I'm going to try this one. I was going to do both of them. 2017 B3 combo, and this one has these cute dragonflies with little silly eyeballs. I think that's so adorable. Another good background set to go with this is the 2025 SBG001B, which is the River Rocks. I think if you look up River Rocks, you'll find it there on Local King's site. So I'll have the links for you guys. These are items that I purchased myself. I'll have the links for everything, and right now you have an extra 5% off on top of the sales they have going on. So make sure to use that or take advantage of that extra 5 off of the 20%. Okay, because the site is 20% off. If it's a special promotion like the monthly special, you won't get the extra 5. Now this looks like it'll fit on here. So I'm just gonna leave this. I like using bigger pieces of paper if I can, like I don't really like cutting down my papers, but let me just trim this one side off. That way I know when I put this in the stamp positioner, it's basically where it is, and we're good to go. So this is double-sized Centura Pearl. So whenever you see Sarah or the Crafters TV things, whatever they have like bundle deals, this is the stuff that they're selling, the double-sided. There's also single-sided like this. This one I believe is with a hint of gold. It looks a little bit goldish. This is Centura Pearl Snow White, hint of silver. So I might try stamping on this because this is slightly different texture. Let me see. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, this one's a little grittier where this feels smoother. I don't know if I can feel the smoothness of this where this has a little bit of tooth. I'm sure it'll still stamp, so maybe I'll try it. But I was going to focus on the double-sided Centura Pearl. And what do we do here? Let me think. Okay. I did a spray airbrush thing, and I haven't cleaned it up. But this is basically the e-brush spray that I reviewed again or tried out for my Busted Out. And I need to come in here with some alcohol and get that off, but it's there for now. Again, like I said, I like to just get the stamp from the carrier while it's still in the packaging. That way I don't have to shove the packaging, the carrier back in there later. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on my positioner. Kind of have an idea where it needs to go. because the paper is basically cut almost right to size. So I just want to kind of see where I'm going to put this. Like there is probably good. Again, don't cut down your paper, because just in case when you go to use your die, I mean, I don't know what you are planning on using it for, or if you're going to cut it into a card base, obviously you want this bigger. You want it to be like a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper, and then try to center this so that your image is centered in your card like I showed you guys yesterday. I'm just trying to make sure there's not air bubbles. And to be honest, I think when I stamped this one yesterday, I think I only did it one time. I don't remember coming back in, but maybe I did, so we will check that out. I think it just worked like the first time, kind of like it does with the glossy paper. It takes it really well, but we'll see. So to start off, since I told you guys this tip here that Lisa showed. So this is just a rubber eraser, pink eraser. If you have the pink pearl, like those big ones, just do that. Just in case there's some, not stickiness, because it's not sticky, but it's just so soft, slick, basically. And we want our markers to really stick to that. So I'm just going across. It's usually like the larger areas. The little thin areas are usually okay, but since I had that little hiccup yesterday, I'd rather prepare than just try it again and see what happens, right? And I'm just erasing everything. And you can kind of tell where you've been because of the way it looks. And my kids have pencils for days, right? The school supplies, there's tons of them, so that's not something we'll be running out of soon. Okay, I think that's everything. I don't know. All right, so I didn't decide what colors I want. Let's look at the image. I like these carriers because it has coloring, so you can kind of tell what's supposed to do what. So we have a lot of green, and the flowers, and then of course the dragonflies. So let me pick out from my little 24-piece set here. I always like brighter, so I'm going to do this brighter green and the dark green. And you can do 3 colorways, mid, or light, medium, and dark. 2 colorways, you know, I would do the blues for the dragonflies. Maybe make one with a little bit of purple. I like purple, so I'm going to throw in some purple on him. And let's make our flowers that orangish color. This one, and then we have the green, and then what else do we need? Black. We always use black. She doesn't have any black dots on this one, but I will definitely still do that because it just gives a nice effect. Alright, I'm going to sit down. I hope, without knocking a bunch of stuff over. I'm going to try to make it a point not to knock things over, guys. Alright, so let's bring this down here. And we're just going to get started. So let me do most of the greenery, I guess. So stems. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously, you're just kind of keeping an eye out for what appears to be green or should be green. And we're just coloring it in. All of this leaf back here. Big guy. Stem. And that's a flower there. Okay. And then that's the lighter green. So with the darker green, we can come in and just do a little more. And like Lisa always says, if you want to come in and blend it, you can just come back with your lighter color and give it some blending, but that's good enough for me. Flowers, I said we were going to do the little orange color goes first. So you usually want to work up lighter color to darker color. Try to make sure you're hitting all the surface though. I was going to fast forward this part, but I think this card's going to work up so quickly that there's no reason to fast forward. Because basically I do the same thing every time. And then this guy here. I can see I missed a stem here. So that's our orange. And then I'm going to come in with a deeper color. And I'm just laying it down wherever. It's not... I can see I missed the green here, so I'm just going to do the light green. And then our dragonflies, light blue. I'm just coloring the whole thing light blue, and then I'll come in with some of the darker blue. and black on his little eyeballs. Maybe a little black on the body there. And then this guy, I said we're going to do light blue and purple, right? So I'm going to get the light blue. And a little purple here. And there. And let's get that black on his eyes. And a little body. And just put some of that black here and there. Oh, and brown for the... I always like the brown for the frame. Okay. So, I like to give a little huff. You don't have to, but why not? So I'm keeping my paper all tucked away up there so I know that's exactly where it is next time if I have to stamp again. I know where it is. So again, I like to really give it a good pressing. Aww, so pretty. Well, that's the thing. I think the other one came out light too, and then I decided that it was fine. But I'm going to go in and do a little more orange on the flowers. Right? And then maybe a little more on the dragonflies. But I'm going to wipe it because I use black and I don't want to smear the black back into everything. Right? Okay, so let's see. Flowers. And she always says, well, if you're going to do a second stamping, come in just with the lighter colors. So with the flowers, I'm just going to come in and just do the lighter orange color. You can still come in with some more of the other colors if you like. Don't worry. I mean, if you feel like, oh, you know, I should probably just go ahead and add a little more detail, that's fine. But just to brighten it up, you just want to add more of the lighter color. And another little flower here. Another one here. I'm like, I'm done with that. Oh no. Okay, and more green. Oh, that's actually a little flower bud right there. I don't know if I noticed that the first time. And this little guy had the light blue. Well, I guess they both had the light blue, huh? But for them, I will go ahead and add a little more of the purple and the stuff. I had purple kind of in here. I can see the purple did okay. I don't really need too much. And the darker blue. The black was okay. And let's go ahead and add a little more brown on the frame here. So again, tuck it right back up in the corner to make sure it's exactly where I had it. Oh, much better. So it just gives it a little more crispness, a little more vibrancy, right? So either way, like I said, the first one looked like it took, but you know, when you add that second layer, then you're like, okay, that's legit. Okay. Again, the River Rocks is a super cute background, but I think what I'm gonna do is make this kind of quick and it'll work out great. I'm just gonna use some sparkly blue paper to give it like a water look, but we are gonna use our die. So the next thing I'm gonna do is pop this out. And what I'll do this time is I will, if you have your marquee, you just line it up, run it through, and you're gonna have it cut out. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and emboss it. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to tell you. If you want to run this through just with your embossing underneath, just like I showed you in the last video, and your plates, and don't cut it out, it's just going to be embossed, just pushed in there, and you'll have the embossing, and you'll have this whole surface as your card. So you can do the whole card front, just don't cut anything out if you want it to look like with that effect, right? But right now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut it and emboss it. And I'm just lining up, just kind of looking. Again, you can make yourself an aperture, but the way she makes her dies, they're so close to the edges and the stamps that you can really see kind of what you're doing without having to mess with it too much there. Let's see. Let me turn this thing on. So that's basically it. I just want to show you guys that you can use your Centura Pearl, because I know we were kind of talking about this, or in the reviews people were like, oh, it'd be so nice to kind of start using our products with other products, right? Start mixing like the lineups. Like obviously I like to use Crafter's Companion things. We have these new Local King. Well, new to you guys, new to a lot of people, should I say. So I think that's really fun. So, oh, there goes that. And the only thing that's a bummer about this anagriffin thing is that the magnet does work really well, so you really have to peel it off. And the next thing, ooh, my coffee. Just trying to make sure none of the little pieces of the die, I see some fell in. So let me just kind of get that out. There it is. I can see some of the pieces that got die cut that just want to pop out, and they fell into the card here. Doot. Is there another one? Yeah. And this one. Let me get this guy out. Okay. Everything else is settled. If you leave those little pieces in, you could do that, but it will mess up your embossing. It won't look good. Just like if you have little pieces that are... It just imprints in your paper. So trust me on that one. Run. Like sometimes I'll go and I'm like, oh, there's little pieces like this that stayed underneath it, and it will show through in your embossing, so it's not good. So make sure your mat is cleaned off of all those little bits too. Oh, so pretty. I can see already the way it's popping up. Did I emboss the other one? I don't remember if I embossed the last one that I showed you guys. I probably did. Again, kiss cut feature, so the edges did not pop out. If you want it cut away from this, all you have to do is find where it has the little kiss cuts, like right here, and just notch it off. You can use a scissor or just with your finger, right? So there's 2 on each edge, so really easy to do that if that's what you're interested in doing. So what I'm gonna do real quickly is just cut the rest of the paper away from the sides here, and I'll be right back. I'm sorry, before we move on, I did cut the piece of glittery paper that I'm gonna show you in a minute here. Is baby blue glitter card from Crafter's Companion. So it kind of goes along with the Centura Pearl stuff, but it's baby blue glitter card. Okay, so I measured this, and it's about 4 1/4, almost 4 1/2 actually. 4 1/2 by 3 3/4. So that's because that's how I cut it down. You can cut it down however you like. And then so I cut a piece that will kind of matte behind it, and I left an edge, but I think that's gonna be too shiny. Well, I don't know, what do you guys think? You know what, it's growing on me. When I first saw it, I thought, ooh, that's a lot of shine, especially with the edge, because if let's say you just had it down here and you didn't have this edge on the side, I don't know if it's easy to focus on. What do you guys think? We'll see. I'll probably stick this down. I'll see, because what I wanted to do was kind of maybe matte it on black cardstocks. I like the look of that. Like even this little guy, I matted it on top of black cardstock, and it just really makes it pop. I have the river rocks in the background there. So thanks for watching, guys. I just want to show you that yes, you can use your Centura Pearl. I know you guys have it. And again, her dies always have like a fun feature, like this one pops up a little bit on there. That gorgeous embossing. So pretty. So I'll finish this up and I'll have some pictures for you guys. So yeah, so now we know, and look at that. I mean, it doesn't, obviously it's water reactive, so if you're going to put water or something like that, you're going to be able to move it. But for now, like on any other surfaces, it's good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have the links for you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.